I published a comment to my blog a few minutes ago discussing the verdict in the E. Jean Carroll defamation case. I'm going to discuss the verdict here as well. The jury came back with a $65 million punitive damage award against Donald and did so quickly. Another $18.3 million was awarded to Carroll in compensatory damages. Some of the compensatory damages may end up being set off against the damages awarded in the first trial, that is, for reputational repair. Maybe this last verdict will shut Donald up from continuing to claim that Carroll lied about being sexually assaulted by him in a department store dressing room. I would think that his lawyers told him after the first jury verdict came down and found that he had defamed Carroll by calling her a liar, that he would shut up. He did not shut up. He continued to defame Carroll with the same kind of statements after the jury had already concluded that they were defamatory. That would set anybody up for a punitive damage award. It just shows a total disrespect for the legal system and a belief that the person is above the law and cannot be held accountable for his conduct. Donald claimed after the verdict was returned that this civil case brought by Carroll in 2019, when Donald was president, was a, quote, Biden-directed witch hunt focused on me and the Republican Party, end quote. I guess that kind of idiotic claim works on the intended audience. It does not work on me. Donald further asserted that our legal system is out of control and being used as a political weapon. They have taken away all First Amendment rights. This is not America, end quote. Donald may be unaware that libel and slander are not protected First Amendment rights, and that has always been the case in the United States. He was hit with a massive punitive damage award since he continued to repeat the defamatory statements, notwithstanding the earlier jury verdict that they were, in fact, defamatory. He would just not shut up. Maybe he will learn in the coming months that he is not above the law and will be held accountable by the justice system for his many acts, civil and criminal. I doubt that Trump will be successful in appealing this latest verdict. The liability issue was decided in Carroll's favor by virtue of the collateral estoppel legal doctrine, which prevented the relitigation of the defamation issue, which had already been decided in Carroll's favor by the first jury verdict. And the Second Circuit ruled last month that Donald had waived the presidential immunity defense by failing to plead it in an answer to Carroll's complaint. This case that was decided today by the jury involved a statement made by Trump in 2019 when he was president. The failure to include that defense as an affirmative defense in the answer is brain-dead lawyering. I doubt that the Supreme Court would take up an appeal on this kind of mundane civil procedure issue. Affirmative defenses, other than subject matter jurisdiction, which is not applicable here, are waived unless they are asserted in an answer. The lower court judge denied leave to amend the answer, Trump's answer to the complaint, to include the immunity defense, which was made 2 years or so after the filing of the original answer. And the Second Circuit reviewed the federal district court judge's denial of that leave to amend under an abuse of discretion standard, which is standard for those kind of issues. And that is almost impossible to overturn on appeal. If the Supreme Court does take up this issue, it will be widely derided in legal circles as engaging in home cooking for a Republican. The Second Circuit found that the lower court did not abuse its discretion and refusing to allow Trump to amend his answer 2 years or so after it was originally filed. And leave of court is necessary under those circumstances. If Trump is going to have success on appeal, he needs to convince an appellate court to throw out the first jury verdict on the defamation issue. If he can do that, then this last verdict today will be thrown out as well, because the issue of defamation would be revived and would have to be decided by a jury. The only avenue for the reversal of the first verdict, however, is not a good one, and Trump would need to convince the appellate court that prejudicial errors were made in the admitting of evidence. This will be hard to do.